It's that time of the week again. It's your boy, Jason, aka the dad next door. Also, a few other names I can't really pronounce right now for you, but that's not important. I got a special guest for you today. Can't wait for you to meet him. Another fellow dad entrepreneur like myself, and we're going to be talking about some things that we're building together that just came together off of a random Clubhouse meeting. How about that? But I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'm going to let him tell you all about it. Stay tuned. Be right back.
Fatherhood. It's how we keep our tribes and families strong. You've landed in the right place if you're ready for dad jokes, tips, and tricks on fun parenting. Also with interviews with some of the coolest dad entrepreneurs we could track down and have them share their strategies to tackling it all in business and life on the Dad Next Door. And now, your host, Mr. Dad Jokes himself, Jason Centeno.
Say hi, Nana.
You ain't shy.
They don't show you it in action because things like this.
Oh, fix it. Fix it.
I love Daddy. He's a superhero. I don't know what are you superheroes. I know.
That just never gets old, that ending. So, yeah, you got them down almost. the dad struggle, dad struggle. There they go. Yeah, so Eric, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jason. This is awesome.
Yeah, so wanted to, I guess, introduce you to the world, and then you can. We have a special project we're doing together now, so that's going to be cool to talk about. But let's just get into it. Let's talk about how you first became a dadpreneur, an entrepreneur. Like, what was your journey? When did you start? When did you leave your 9 to 5? Just that whole thing.
Yeah, awesome. So for me, and Jason, again, thanks for having me. For me, I really, my dad I was always entrepreneurial minded and always doing entrepreneurial things. Like, for instance, in school, I used to go to Sam's Club and buy bulk, just the bulk, select candy, all the different bars and stuff. And I'll be slanging them in school. And then first entrepreneurial job I did where I quit the 9 to 5 was actually selling pounds of marijuana. I didn't start there, but it started like, the bad type business. And I got a college scholarship in cheerleading actually in Texas. And, at first it was just to the team, teammates. And I was in Texas where it was not like Colorado or California, where now it's like, hey, this is a legal multi-million-dollar business or whatever. And so I was this early. And anyways, I was basically around just hanging around people that were all partying and stuff. And we were still actually doing like 2-a-days, working out a lot and stuff. But at night, they just wanted to party. So I had connections from Dallas. So that's where I always kind of would match my skills to a need. And then when I did that, though, God took me out of that and was like, so I made my first $10,000 at like 18, 19, moving weight. And then I did my first millions in invoices moving freight and logistics. And so that's my first multi-million-dollar book of business was in freight and logistics. I landed some of the biggest clients and shipping clients. So that was kind of my path.
Hold on. You went from weight to freight, but like, what was the in between? Because were you moving weight through freight? How did you get to that freight part? Like,
so that was what happened was I got, like, right before anything ever happened, like, God took me out of it. Like, basically he took me out of it right as like things were starting to get bad. Like, I was starting to get jacked a lot. Like, I almost got busted by the cops. And basically the person they knew somehow I had it in the trunk. We were going from Dallas all the way to like near an hour away to the city called Weatherford. And it's like the state troopers knew that there was basically cargo in the trunk, but the girl that was with me, they split us up on the side of the highway. And basically they said, hey, for an hour trying to tell her to give her permission to bust me and get in the trunk, saying she wasn't going to be in trouble. And she just kept saying, nope, I'm not, and I was praying on the side of the road, like, God, if you get me out of this, I'll serve you the rest of the days of my life. Flipped a quarter up and down, heads and tails. And then finally, apparently he heard me because an hour later they brought us together, and the state trooper looked at me and said, "Son, today's your lucky day. All the drug dogs are sick." And so that word, all the drug dogs are sick, I want to like make a t-shirt of that, because that was like my pivotal wake up call. And so after that, God kept kind of telling me like, what did you say? So I went and became an Army paratrooper. December of 2013, I graduated from Army Airborne School. Never got a ticket, never got a paraphernalia, and I just thank God for that, because I mean, I those 3 years, 2-3 years, I could have gotten in a lot of trouble,
So,
but never ever got in trouble.
so the teenager life is where you did all the dirt. Then you
Yeah.
actually went to paratrooper school after that to get yourself out of that environment.
Yeah, exactly. Just to get myself out of the environment, and just, cut off, like I was just getting too deep, because as you grow, you get deeper, and then people start fronting you it, and they start like getting you deeper and deeper. And then if you get jacked, they're like, oh, now you owe us money. And now this is like, it just
That's
gets
every
bad.
that's every story you see on Netflix. That's how it always goes. You get big,
Exactly.
you lose a big one, and then they come after you, and it's like, and that's how
Now
everything.
you're in debt to them, and now you're in a nonstop cycle of debt, and like trying to repay them back, doing dangerous stuff. And it's like, but I'm just glad I got out like before I was 21, like right before I was 21, like yeah, like right before I was 21, got out. It was pretty much 18 to 20. Just those 2 years were just pretty like, that was my first startup success and failure. So I learned a lot, and so went to Army Airborne School. By that time, I already almost had an associate's besides math, my math courses. And I thought I was stupid all growing up. I was like a class clown until I found out that I was really just dyslexic, and I just struggled mainly with math and certain like letters with numbers. And so I knew I was gifted and really like a genius at certain things, and then certain things I just struggled with. But anyways, when I got back, they took me out of remedial math. And they said, "Hey, you can go to University of North Texas. You don't have to finish your associates. Just go to University of North Texas, finish your business degree, and you only have to take one math course." And so I got with some prior service buddies, passed math the first try, got my business degree, and I went into sales, because sales, I knew, all the other jobs are like, like a salary, you get paid 35,000 or 40,000 if you're lucky, and then that's it, like you're capped at that, and then work your way up for 10, 20 years and get up to six figures. I was like, that's going to take too long. I want to do sales where I make money based on my performance, and I did really well in that. I kept saying like the first sales company that lets me sell for them a good product or service that I like, I was going to do millions in revenue for them, and I was going to be $1 million salesperson. And then first company, I got into software sales, and that was in like selling GPS tracking software for like trucking companies. And this is like, so that's how I got kind of in the trucking industry, or software in the trucking industry. So that's how I like learned. I was talking to truckers and trucking companies. That's where I learned about their problems for that industry, and then just by selling them software and solutions on how to like save more gas, and watch their drivers, because we were tracking their drivers if they're taking too long lunches. It was all like using data. So that's kind of where it got me excited about software and like sales and all of marketing and all that. And then from there, that's when I got in freight after that. So I did that for a year, then went to a account management position. Then I had an assistant, and I just scaled the book of business from scratch, cold calling, LinkedIn, and email. Scaled from $0 book of business and freight and shipping to almost $5 million in revenue from 2018 to 2019, and then left all that behind, actually unwillingly or unwantingly, and then went into entrepreneurship, and then now doing more like digital marketing, just basically build your personal brand, get traffic, and then you can sell anything, any offers, any services, if you learn how to get traffic online, which is just another form of sales and marketing.
Did this book? Can you see it? You ever
Dude,
read
that's
this?
a good book. Yeah,
All right.
that's a really good book. I recommend that for any salesperson.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of going through the scrolls now, but I got hooked onto it through another mastermind, and I knew about it, but I just never really took it seriously until I got it again, and then I started doing it the way it was supposed to be doing. So yeah, it's definitely I think I'm in scroll four, three or four. Yeah, four.
That's a
So
book I feel like you have to go back to every year because it's so powerful.
yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a 12-month thing from what I'm seeing. So you just got to keep going through it. But yeah, I figure since you said sales, and this seems to be a really good sales book. figured that I'd share that because if somebody else out there never heard of it, it's a good book. Og Mandino, what is it? The Greatest Salesman in the World. So yeah, so here's a question: what does your best dad life look like right now?
Yeah, so right now my best dad life looks like just having cash flow during the day, having cash flow and money, basically like cash flowing, whether it's your digital products are selling, your real estate's making money, your assets are making money, and basically you're not trading time for money because really all what I want to do right now in my life is I have four daughters and I have a wonderful wife. I want to serve my wife. I want to help out with the dishes when I, help out with cleaning, help her out with, because I mean she's managing our household, right? And I'm managing the money is like how the old school, right? The guy just makes the money, the wife, takes care of the kids. But honestly, that I've seen that that leads to divorce. I feel like more than ever if you just only do that, keep it like that. So what I'm learning is the more I'm involved with my wife's life, the more I'm involved in my kids' life, and I'm intentional, the better my life is, the more satisfied I am. And I mean, Grant Cardone talks about it: get the money piece out of the way because your family needs money. So that's kind of one of my missions is to break poverty spirit off of people, And I'm Latino, so it's like the Latino community, we're always working, building stuff, doing stuff, but sometimes we don't buy assets or things that produce cash flow. So I'm all about how do you use your money to make money like the wealthy instead of just trading your time for money until you're 65 and dying.
So you mentioned Latino. So then, if I was to come in your house and go in your mattress, I would probably find a lot of money.
Yeah, I used to do more mattress money, but then I found out the Federal Reserve actually makes it to where our money is like going obsolete. So I'm like more about crypto. I'd rather have a crypto wallet than mattress wallet.
Yeah, until it starts dipping crazy. But you know what? It's still better than the bank most of the time. So yeah.
Yeah.
What does your daily routine look like then?
Yeah, so I mean, during this remote lifestyle, COVID lifestyle, I mean, put in the comments if you know like how hard it is to work at home remote, especially if you have kids running around that want to go to the zoo or they want to go to the park. So basically, right now, I try to wake up, 6, 7 o'clock, I spend time with God in the morning, whatever, meditate, whatever you will, spend time with God to kind of go through some devotionals, kind of, speak. I just like speak over my day, like today is going to be a good day. I'm thankful for the day. I just like really a lot of gratitude in the morning is what kind of helps me get in I used to tell myself I wasn't a morning person, but really, I mean, I don't think anyone's a morning person. You just kind of wake up and get stuff done. And then the more as you like, if I'm working on implementing my workouts in the morning. I did it for a season, but I haven't been doing as much right now. And it's been freezing out here in Kansas. And so I mainly just wake up, do that, and then really from there get on like revenue like generating activities in the morning, like make a list of things the day before and just try to knock out and then right now my calendar is getting pretty booked up, so I'm just kind of on calls with clients throughout 8 to, and then I do interviews. I do like an hour on Clubhouse, trying to really add a lot of value to Clubhouse. We have a Kingdom Marketing Mastermind club on Clubhouse. If you're on there, go join it. It's free. We have a ton of content for basically marketing and leadership and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think we met in a dad room, but yeah, I knew about that too. So yeah, Clubhouse has definitely been good for networking because now that networking events are kind of like most of the places just kind of poo pooed. It's like this is the next best thing, plus saving gas and some other
Yeah.
things. Yeah, and you built some pretty decent relationships from that so far. Um, let me think. So, what's a question that you wish people? I'm sorry, that you wish people would ask you, but they never ask you.
It's a question I wish people would ask me, but they never ask me. Hey, Dad, how are you doing?
Would you like your feet rubbed? Would you like something?
Right? It's like dads are I feel like dads are in this modern time, and maybe dads have gotten, obviously, maybe it's from years of dads not stepping up or dads not being the best role models, or maybe like I don't know. It's like we were talking about the other day. I think the dads you see in cartoons are like they're dumb, they're not respected, like they just seem like these old people who don't ever know what their kids are doing, and like it's like I feel like dads are just overlooked and underappreciated. But I think the key to really restoration and reformation in our nation and in the world is fathers, more fathers, fathers, and not just physical. I mean, physically fathers for sure, but then also, I mean, people to like come in that place like as like a spiritual father or someone who can really like if for people who don't have dads like to start stepping up and be like, look, we want to care for and like act like a dad for be a role model for youth or people who don't have dads.
Yeah, I agree. It's trickier these days because the roles have shifted so much where the women are doing more work and the men are doing not less but different work, just not the back breaking stuff that we used to, but
Yeah,
it still doesn't take from the amount of activity we do, and it can be challenging trying to balance all that out and feel fair about it. And then the whole thing about like what you just asked, it's like remember that Chris Rock talking about the big piece of chicken. I mean that's pretty
hmm,
that's pretty accurate. You get the big piece of chicken, you're lucky, kind of thing. But the good thing about daughters though is that they do care for daddy a lot more. I mean, you got four of them, so at least two of them probably
yeah. I'm gonna
match.
be well taken care of. Yeah, when I'm an old man for sure.
Yeah, I always tell them, yeah, I used to wipe your butt, and you're gonna wipe mine when I'm older. And they're like, yeah, but one of them's like, yeah, daddy, I will. So when they put me in a home, yeah, well, I ain't thinking that far. So I'm going to break this up a little bit and ask you five kind of just random questions because I like to ask people just see what they come up with. So you ready for that?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So if you could get yourself anything, what would you get?
Like buy right now.
Yeah, get it, buy it.
Oh, good. I probably would get like a super nice motorhome, like an RV on wheels with Wi-Fi and like a gym in it, where we could just travel and go travel around the country, go stay with in friends' parking lot or RV sites.
It's a pretty good one. That's pretty good. What is the worst place you could get stuck? Where?
Worst place could get stuck, probably just like middle of nowhere, like Oklahoma in the country. It's like
I think
nothing but land.
desert or the woods somewhere, but who knows? What would you do with your 15 minutes of fame?
I would probably, use that time to, advance the kingdom, bring hope to people, bring joy, tell people, you have a purpose and your story matters, and um, yeah, something like that.
Got it. Where would you go if you were invisible?
We'll probably go to if I was invisible. Probably go hang out with my wife. I don't know, like freak her out.
Go haunt her?
Yeah, just be like, go pull pranks and just be like, she'll be tripping out. She'll be like, I knew I could see spirits or talk to spirit or something.
That's not bad. Have fun with it, right? What's the
Yeah.
one? What's the one thing you own that you wish you didn't?
One thing I owned, debt,
Like
like
stuff that.
credit card debt. Oh,
Okay,
okay. No, I was talking about like credit card debt. I wish I didn't have like my name tied to it. No. Uh, yeah. I mean, let's see. Like physically, I don't know. Maybe sometimes even that it's like my car. We have a 3-row like Ford Flex, and it's like has a huge loan on it. And I like when you read like Dave Ramsey stuff, he's like, man, if you have a huge loan and kind of or a huge loan and a nice car and high interest, you should just like get rid of it or something. So maybe like that would be some wise. Maybe who knows?
well, I mean, the whole buy assets to pay for liabilities thing. I mean, that's how to best use it. But that's a whole nother conversation. But most investors know what that means. Rather than go pay off your car, you go buy a house that pays for the car. So now you got two things for the price of one. That
Yeah,
is how you should use it. But of course, people don't really do that. They go and get the one without the other in the wrong order, and then they can't get the other. So yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So what's one weird thing most people don't know about you?
A lot of people don't know that I performed for the Dallas Cowboys halftime like 3 times with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
As a cheerleader?
Yeah, like with the like there was like 20 of us guys that would with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, which Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders like the most famous like cheerleaders ever. So like everyone's like, what the heck? How did you be with them and perform with them?
So true story. I did that for a little while in college too. I wanted to be the mascot though, and they only let me
Mm,
do like one game, and then they kept telling me I couldn't do this and couldn't do that. So I just fired myself, and I was like, I ain't doing this. I put on the
yeah,
costume. Can't let me have fun. I'm out. But yeah,
yeah.
that's actually a pretty damaging job. I mean, don't most cheerleaders get like lots of broken bones just from just getting thrown up so much or landing wrong and everything?
I don't know about the stunning part. I mean, stunning part more tumbling. More it's like the flipping because if you land on your ankle wrong or your wrist wrong, I mean that's where you really mess up. The stunning, I mean, in my career of doing a lot of stunts and hardcore stunts where it's dangerous, we never really got any girls hurt. Yeah,
I
but I
guess I
have
guess
seen people get hurt from tumbling, doing all the flips and like landing on their ankle wrong and stuff.
so did you do any splits?
No, I see. I wasn't as flexible, but I was strong, so I could throw the girls up and do like all the stuff, and then I actually was able to tumble pretty good, but not. Yeah, I was never able to do splits or any of that kind of stuff.
Uh, that always impresses the kids when you can.
Right? Yeah.
So what's your dad's superpower?
Dad's superpower is just I don't know. I feel like I'm like a big teddy bear, so it's like my kids all just want to be on my lap and like hang out with me, and I'm like 6 foot 250, so they're just like all just like a big I don't know baseball football player, and they're just like I don't know. I guess just being a big bear of love and I'm a protector, so I mean obviously I'm a protector, but this a very loving protector.
So what's your dad kryptonite then? The opposite side of that. Like what do you struggle with the most being a dad?
I think balancing my ambition for like business and just really wanting to make an impact with balancing just the time. We only have so much time in the day, and when you're on calls all day and you're doing podcasts and you're doing like sometimes you can go like so fast because you're in like the rhythm of just where people you're in a flow and sometimes I get in the flow of the dad flow and the entrepreneur flow, and I'm doing that very well. But then my wife's like, "Hey, look, I need more help. I need this," and I don't see it. Like I don't have the sometimes I don't have the spidey sense that's like, "Hey, ding, 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 you need to do this, you need to do that, you need," and I just am in the flow and in the zone, and so just being able to be more aware of, I guess, yeah, like being more aware of my kids' needs or my wife's needs sometimes, and not just so like, hey, I'm, so mission focused, but it's going to help us so we don't have to work as hard in 3 years or something.
Yeah, you're like one of the first people I've heard use well on this show anyway. Use flow, but yeah, the whole you're in the zone. You're the momentum's there. You're just getting a lot done, and it's
Hmm.
really hard to pull yourself out because you know how hard it is to get that momentum up in the first place, and
Yeah.
how rare it is to keep it. To ride that wave. You can get so much done, but then you get the pull of this and that and the other thing, and it's like definitely a frustration of mine as well. How do you handle that right now?
Just I'm trying to just like be more intentional with my calendar, being more intentional what I say yes to, and then just being more communicate more, better with my wife and just be like, hey, I'm doing this. Like, can I do this tonight? Can I do that? And just really just kind of be like, do you need a break or do you need this? And just try to be more not just focused on my calendar, but like how I can serve her calendar as well.
So that the calendar, that's what works for me most of the time. If we both fill it out, that's if because
Right. It's hard.
you always get this one thing. You're like you go and you're like, ah. I didn't say anything. You try to sneak it in.
Yeah. Hey, it was on the calendar.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that sometimes, but
Do
most
you
of the
guys
time,
do a shared calendar or like a physical one?
no, I gotta see it. Like I go and
Oh yeah.
in the kitchen, and it's like I look, and I'm looking at, I put my little these hours. You can't, like, I got Mastermind, and I got this, that, the other thing, and then it's like between those times, oh, she got a dentist appointment, something with the kids, so I just have to make sure that the ones that can't move are there, and then the
Hmm.
ones that can move, just make sure you leave some room for the other person, because you know how that is. That's like the what is it, like the kid that comes in and takes all the, like, takes his favorite piece all the time and always makes sure he gets his first. It's like there's selfishness there,
Hmm.
and got to fight that sometimes. But the point being, like, just making sure that the important things are on there, and then the other things you can be flexible with, or if you have to, you got to cancel something because you're trying to be fair and honor your word and try to be a good dad and a good husband and everything that goes along with that. So
Hmm.
yeah, the calendar is the equalizer. Just, it's not the perfect system, but it's as good as any I've ever seen. So yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say? What's your best piece of advice for other dad entrepreneurs?
Best piece of dad for dad entrepreneurs is, you know, for me, what really helps is putting God first in your business. Because to me, when you do that, the business world, if you look at some, there's companies that are very successful, and there's even like entrepreneurs that are very successful, but they lead to divorce, they lead to your family being split up, your kids. You see those movies of those successful business guys, and their dads were like, "Dad, you were never there for the past 20 years." Even like Steve Jobs, the film about Steve Jobs, or the film, right now. I mean, we don't have Amazon's film yet of Bezos, but we know his wife just got like $500 billion in divorce, and so I mean, it's just like it's rampant with families being torn up by just when you just focus only on your business so much, and and if you, I mean, it's like anything. If you, it's like any plant. If you neglect something, it will wither away and die. And so just put God first in your business, because He will show you, like, hey, listen to your wife, and let your family and your kids be a part of your business. Like, I think Jason, I don't know, Jason did a funny like Instagram, like, hey, my kid's first day working as a social media manager, and he's like, I'm busy, Dad. But no, but making your kids a part of your business, like, because one, it's a tax write off, and two, back in the Israel days, ancient Israel, they were a part of, I think it was like from 0 to 7, the mom raised them, and then from like 7 on, the dad taught them to be a man, or to run the family business. And so entrepreneurship is great for families; it's amazing, but there's definitely an order and some certain things to do that make it even more powerful.
Yeah, that mention of what you're mentioning is like trying to, this was a question I had, but your daughter's probably still too young. But do any of your kids want to follow in your footsteps? And it's very evident to me that my oldest does not, and what he wants nothing to do with anything. He's just,
Hmm.
I don't know. So that was my own joke of trying to get him involved. But the joke is his version of involved is allowing me to film him against his will, whatever I can do, right? So it's kind of just my, I don't know. I have fun with it because I try to have fun with it. It's actually frustrating as hell, to tell you the truth. But
Yeah.
I'm channeling it into something funny and seeing where it goes. But it was under the advice of a friend of mine, and he was just like, "You just got to document stuff, and
I thought
that'll."
it was really funny, honestly. It
Yeah, I know. So every
was
day
so real.
every day I kind of do something where I'm trying to recruit somebody to do something with me, and let's see who follows up. But that's my way of bringing them in and trying to find what they gravitate towards, but then making the best of the not so ideal situation. Because if I wanted to, if I'm being honest, I want to, I'm frustrated and I want to smack them sometimes. I'm not gonna, but the point is, you can't force an attraction to any. You have to be attractive or do something that's attractive to change them. You can't force anybody to change anything. The easiest person in the world is to change yourself. So I'm changing myself because that's the only thing I can change, actually.
Yeah.
And hoping that that resonates at some point and gets through. But until then, it's my form of entertainment, and obviously, it's entertaining to you guys too. So that is what it is. But to that end, like, how do you deal with it when you get angry with your kids?
Yeah, so I guess right now it's like, especially when I'm wanting to make content or on Clubhouse or whatever, I feel like I'm like, and my kids are like screaming and yelling and acting up. I'm just like, I'm like why? I feel like it's the times like when like something is important, when like you're on a phone call, an important client, or you're trying to land a big deal, on Zoom, and then my kids just want to just go wild. And so honestly, like I'm still learning like how to how to deal with that, and like just I'll go up to them and I'm trying to just be real, like go up to them and look them in the eyes, say, hey, look me in the eyes. I am on a phone call. I need you to be like, and I just like try to be as calm but like commanding as possible. And I used to just be like, kids, stop. I'm on a call. And I'll put the mute button on and just be like, quit it. And I was yelling from across the room. But it doesn't work that good. They just stay loud. And so now I just go up to them, look them in the eyes, and like make sure they see me in the eyes and be like, listen, I need you to listen and follow directions. And then just tell them to try to like go watch a movie downstairs, go, just I don't know. So that's like the most my kids do right now. They're just kind of frustrating when I'm from working from home, because we don't. Right now, my office is upstairs, and then our living room where they watch movies with a big screen is upstairs. So, I mean, one of these days we're just gonna have to get a new location where my office is more private. I don't know, you know.
I feel you. The big TV is under my feet, and if they got it loud, everybody hears it. And then I tell them, like, they're trying to go right now, like literally. I don't know if you heard the bang, but I say, hey, tonight I'm doing my show. Don't even knock on the door. You're going to bed late, because normally I put them to bed before this time.
Mhm.
And here they are trying to crack open the door and come in, and then you just got to deal with it, right? So you could get angry and frustrated, or you can just. Sometimes what works is I just put, especially the little ones, just put her on my lap, let her chatter. Tell
Mhm.
she sees how boring it is. She gets her attention, and then and you move on. And like,
Yeah.
fortunately, and here's a little hack. Honestly, is if you're doing business with primarily dads, every
Mhm.
dad understands. Like they're like,
Yeah. You're
I
right.
get
You're right.
I get it. So at the end of the day, you're not really if your customer, if you got the customer you want, the value, if you're dealing with the customer you want and love, and that's like your customer, they're gonna be okay with that, because they got to go through the same crap all the time. That was another
No,
thing
that
I've
is cool.
yeah. So you did mention some masterminds. I guess are you in masterminds then?
Yeah, so I'm in some masterminds, and then for the past couple of years, and that's been a big thing that of growth for me. And then Jason and I are actually launching a dad mastermind, hopefully soon. So
Hopefully,
follow.
man. Spend money. We doing this.
Yeah, we're doing this, but yeah. So I mean, I would recommend, if you guys want to learn more about the Dad Mastermind, I would go through dadfunnels.com. I think we posted in the comments, and I would go there, and we're doing a free 5-day challenge, and I'll go through that free 5-day challenge. We're gonna have amazing content, deliverables for you, and we're gonna show up and give you thousands of value in those 5 days. And if you guys want to go with us further, we're gonna have an amazing a mastermind that we're gonna do at the end. And yeah, we're just gonna. I think it's a time for dads to unite, to encourage each other, to share the tips and tricks in business and in life, and ways to like get to the next level. But also, like we said, like, how do you deal when your kids are screaming while you're doing YouTube? How do you deal with your wife when your wife doesn't support your dreams, or because these things are more evident and more like we have more people than we think have these. Entrepreneurship's hard. So you need people to be around, that will surround yourself with, that will, when someone doesn't support your dreams, that you could be around people who will say, hey, your idea is great, it just needs some refining. We just need to, here's some tips on your sales and marketing, how you can make revenue quicker with your idea. Because I mean, it's hard. I mean, there's so much noise out there, there's so many brands, there's new businesses born every day. 90% of them fail. So hang around people that are doing good things, and you'll do better as well.
Yeah, I could teach a course on how to monetize your kids breaking your balls. Like that could be.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty much what's happening right now. Well, I haven't monetized it yet, but I'm gonna get a tax write off or something. I don't know, but yeah. But regarding like what's the best mastermind you before this? Because the idea of masterminds, people might be like, well, what's that? How do you do that? Like what's your best memory of a mastermind? Like who's the best person you ever met? Like the one that stands out in your mind the most? Which one
Yeah.
gave you the most value? Like let's talk about that a little bit, just so that people can, if they've never heard about that before, like what it entails, what normally happens in them, and then like what's normally the end result, and then what's the best result you've ever gotten.
Yeah, so a mastermind, it's basically a group of powerful people kind of coming together and collaborating, sharing ideas and vision. And so, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about it. And he talks about Andrew Carnegie. The founding of the Federal Reserve, of like the banking system that like prints all of our money, was founded on a mastermind. JP Morgan and all the richest bankers and the richest elite oil tycoons, they all came together and said, hey, we're going to pretty much form a monopoly. And like, so basically, people, good and bad people do it all the time, mastermind, but you'd rather do it with good people who are going to, do good stuff and impact the world and still build wealth and stuff. And so one of the best ones I was a part of, we met in California, and I haven't been to California since like I was 13. So we went to Vacaville, California, and then we went to San Diego to meet a month later. And, I met Pat Flynn, who is a big podcast guy. I learned a ton about the podcasting and like how to basically get raving fans and do podcasting and how he did it. That really inspired me. A guy named Sean Cannell, who's like a YouTube expert who makes, $1 million businesses from his YouTube and doing basically driving traffic to YouTube and doing his affiliate links. And he reviews pretty much camera equipment and like all the different mics and, like the basically the Logi, the 1080p Logi, what is it? The webcam I have was a referral. He just was like, hey, go get this one. It's cheap and it looks better than your laptop little camera. And so he just refers that and he makes money off YouTube. So just like hearing these stories and being around these people that I wouldn't have normally been around. And then my mentor, Pedro Adeo, he now works with like Damon John. He's helped Pete Vargas, which is like one of the best speaker trainers that was on like 10X conference. And now he helps all these big time people do Facebook challenges. And now learning from him, now I help people do Facebook challenges too. Because Facebook challenges is a way to get people to know, like, and trust. What I told you I did in the cold calling and doing it the long old fashioned way. It's a way to do it one to many. And so I learned all this through a mastermind, how to do all these strategies. And I wouldn't have learned them if I wouldn't have been in a digital mastermind, which is like through through where you meet through Zoom or you meet through a Facebook group or whatever. And also physical meetups where we meet, a few times a year or once a year or something.
So that's pretty powerful. I mean, it got you. So mastermind sort of shortcut the path to a lot of the things that you're doing now. And if I'm not incorrect, what do you have? Like, is it three basically? Because you have merchandise, you have the digital marketing, and you also have like running ads and stuff like that too, right?
Yeah. So I guess now that you say it, like, yeah. So from digital marketing, like I said, just running traffic through YouTube and my Facebook, organic, everything is organic. I make around 3,000 to 4,000 a month just from being on places like this and just going on YouTube or pushing out content to Instagram, doing stories. And then it goes back to affiliate links. And if you don't have a product or service, you could do what's called affiliate marketing, and you could sign up for a software or the top softwares that everyone needs. And you can earn 20%, 30%, 40%, 50% of it. And they have already $1 million software that has websites that they give to you to basically affiliate for. And you're basically a salesperson for them, but you don't have to just work all 9 to 5 selling for them. You could just put the links in your description and talk about them. And I just do reviews over software. I show people software. I show them how the software can support their business and then make money that way. And then I have kingdomdominion.net. It's a faith-based, like the piece of art up there is like one of them. I have canvases, I have mugs and t-shirts, and that's one of them. Because e-commerce is like the future. learn to sell digital products and learn to, sell physical products online. I mean, those are two of the things of the future that I would recommend learning that skill.
And all that came from masterminds, yeah?
All of it came from master. I knew nothing of, like I said, I knew cold calling and I knew like traditional, like my business degree, it fell down. It was like next to this airborne thing. But my business degree was all traditional, old school marketing, like how did Coca-Cola brand, and I learned like old school advertisement and marketing, but I never knew digital marketing. Like I learned it in the past 2 years by people who are doing millions of dollars online using Facebook ads and Facebook challenges. And I learned it from them, and I'm like, oh, well, shoot, this works. I'm living proof that it works because I got in challenges and I see the breakthrough. Other people get in challenges, and I see, it's like when you see it and you live it, and then you go and ask questions, and you just, you're like, man, this online, people are making money online. Like, why can't we do it?
And that's perfect in this time where you can't even connect to people anymore, just leveraging the computer and Clubhouse and social media in a way that can make you money without you having to physically go anywhere. You should be on that. That's why we're doing what we're doing, right? Teaching people how to do the same thing. So I'm so glad that we met and we got to connect on that level. So how do you want to leave your mark in the world?
Yeah, so I think, my mission is for a lot for men. I want to see men, one, rise up in their identity of who they are, that you are like a bold leader. You're a leader, you're like a lion, you're strong, but you also we're meant to protect the innocent, be a voice for the voiceless. So I want to leave my mark by, one, leaving a legacy. It says a wise man leaves an inheritance for his kids. And then two, I want to leave a legacy for like wherever I live, for that community. And then just, online, with tons of good content that people can go back to and be like, man, Eric was always speaking truth. He was helping people. He was, a giver. I was always giving, time, money, and really trying to see people grow. And so that's the legacy I want to leave while I'm here. And like I said, my life was going nowhere fast, and I got to rescue me for that. So I thank Jesus for that. And that's, who I represent now. I call myself like, a kingdom ambassador. So I represent, basically like heaven heard me, got me from, all that trouble I was about to be in. And so now I'm just like an ambassador for that, to help other people, because for me, that's the one thing that really, has helped me, and even in business and friendships has helped me.
Got it. So it's about that time. Do you have your dad joke ready? Because I think I forgot to remind you about it.
Yeah, I think you forgot to remind me. Man, I might have to Google this one.
All right. So I got one, and it's actually a religious one. So I'm gonna. I wish I could switch our names just so I could give you the credit, but
Yeah,
that's my
dude.
bad. That's my bad. But listen, you're a dad. You should always have like a couple in the chamber.
I really should. I've never been asked dad jokes, surprisingly.
In your wallet, the wallets that we have that there's fat, even though they've gotten smaller over the years. There should be like a little card with a couple of them things on it. It's like emergency rations.
Yeah.
Dude, you were in the military. You don't have backups.
Yeah, rations. Yeah.
I think that one of the products that we should put out, me and you, is like an emergency dad joke like manual.
That's actually really smart. Wow, let's do that. Let's like write that down, and we're gonna be one of our like
little
one of our
card you stick in the back of your pocket and just go to jokes, right? All right, so I'm gonna tell your dad joke for you. You ready?
Got it.
How do you make holy water?
I don't know.
You boil the hell out of it.
Well, dang.
Religious joke, man. You got to get that.
All right, I got one.
Oh, you came with one. All right, you go.
All right. How does a penguin build its house?
I don't know. He glues it together.
How'd you know? Yeah, it glues it together.
I just guessed it. I got so many in my mind that they probably just. I accessed the matrix. So that was it, huh?
Yeah, that was it. It glues it together. Yeah.
But you know what? That's good for the kids. You gotta have a couple of those on lock or just somewhere.
But, that's gonna be where you're. I have to lean on you, Jason, as for my dad joke wisdom, and to get my arsenal up.
Well, like I said, everybody can't be everything to everybody. You just handle your part. I'll handle mine. If I have to be there with the dad jokes, so be it. Somebody's got to be the supplier, and the other person's got to be, what is it? You got to have artillery. You got to have all the different
Yeah,
companies to do what they're supposed to do. So yeah, man. Listen, this was great. I'm glad that we got to do this. People may or may not know, but last week you had a tragedy in the family you had to attend to. So, but you know what? It happens for a reason. I feel like we had a good time today. So, when it happens, it's supposed to happen, right? Like,
yeah,
getting together. So, really appreciate you taking out this time. Thank you for the dad joke, and I'm sorry that I took that from you. I should have been a better host and not have
that's all
guessed
right.
it. But I'm still new to this too, so that happens. But listen, I appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna put you in a green room for a minute. I'm gonna take us to the ending of this, and then we're gonna connect after this, like we talked about, to discuss the Dad Funnel Challenge. In case you guys missed that, let me find it again. Um, so about this, that's the website. We call it Dad Funnels because we're two dads and it's a funnel, and you're gonna learn how to do that. It's still under construction, so some of the things might not look perfect, but just sign up, man. I mean, if you're watching this, you should be able to understand what we're doing, and sometimes you just got to go out there and break some eggs so you can get this omelet. Sometimes there's shells in it, but at the end of the day, some results are better than none. And yes, we will have it fixed by the time we start. But in case you go in there now and you see that, then you see that there's a couple of things that look a little bit weird. Don't worry about it. Just sign up. We got you, man. We'll make sure everything. We're dads. We know how to handle these situations. You got any
Yeah,
last?
go sign up. Go sign up, dads. We're going to do this together. We're going to dominate 2021, and we're going to help you deliver excellence digitally, because digital is the future. If you don't know, the world is online right now, and people need to hear your story online. So let us help you get your story out there online.
Exactly, exactly. All right, brother. I'm gonna put you in the green room for a second, and I'm gonna take us to the next thing. I'll see you in a minute.
Peace, y'all.
Ooh, Hey, so I'm back. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was Eric. Um, as I do at the end of every show, we have, if you're on the list, hopefully you are by now, we have people texting in the word mastermind so that they can become a guest, a hot seat on our Tuesday night masterminds. If you got to watch the show, you understand that masterminds are places where people go to ask questions about problems they have, and ours is specifically for entrepreneurs, not just dad entrepreneurs, but all entrepreneurs. And you get to ask your questions and work out problems and have a group of minds, masterminds, work together to help you solve your problem. And as you may have heard in the story before this, that they are very valuable and they can help you accelerate your growth. So I am going to find the Spinneroonie. Now, this week, only two people signed up for the contest, but that's okay because that means that one of those guys has got a 50-50 chance of winning. So let me find that right now. And here we go. Hold on. Let's find you the Spinneroonie, as my man Manny likes to call it. So we're going to spin it. Ready? Nice. That's right, guys. So Sean's son wins this week's hot seat on Tuesday night. And if you want to also win the hot seat on a future night, then you need to do this. To enter the giveaway for the hot seat in our mastermind, text the word mastermind to 305-602-3632 for a chance to win. And that changed a little bit. It's no longer the 30-day, it's 1 day. But yeah, I'll put that in the description under this video for later on. But you guys get a chance to win a hot seat, and hopefully you get benefit from it. I mean, 99% of the people do, and what's it going to hurt? It's free, right, for the for the time you're a guest there. So don't worry about that. Just make sure that you can get that in during the week if you want to be a part of that in the future. Also, make sure to check out the dad funnels if you have any kind of business, not just for dads, but we're just going to help dads because hey, that's what we do. But it's for any entrepreneur who wants to take this challenge, this 5-day challenge with us. And what better way to take a challenge than with your favorite dad? Hopefully that's me. If it's not your very own dad, hopefully he's your favorite dad, but I can be your next favorite dad. How about that? Anyway, that's enough talking for me. The show is over. Just wanted to say thank you for attending this week. Take care, comb your hair, and I'll see you in the next one. Daddy out.